Hello, my friends. One more, again, quick video today. And it's come up because I've begun to see the picture a lot more clearly on what God is doing within the world itself. Now, there are so many deceivers out there. I mean, so many deceivers that have all kinds of different theories, all types of different ways that they're looking at the world. Every single one of them are lost. They are all deceivers. The same as there are 40,000 denomination of Catholic churches, you know that all of them are lost, the same as all of those other deceivers in the world are lost. They're both of the world. One is in a better position in the world, but they're both of the world. Whenever you think about what God means to the world, God is a sovereign king over the world. He's a king. He came as Christ as the servant. When he comes back, he's coming as a king. Hence, what do you think John the Baptist is going to look like in both circumstances? While John came as a servant the first time, he probably means he would come as a king the next time. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking at what Christ did 2,000 years ago, and then what Christ is coming to do when he returns. He's not coming back again to go to the cross and get crucified. He already did that. He's coming back to rule. So hence, a king will seek out manners and other things of kings. Someone who is a servant will not think like a king, and vice versa. But the whole world gives Satan their power and their authority because they live in fear, terrified of the things of the world, and many of them don't even know it or realize it. So if I speak about the world and I speak about heaven, the Lord says, "Heaven is my throne and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house you will build for me? Where will my resting place be?" Well, it's not neither heaven nor earth. It's heaven and earth, because we know everything is created new at the last day. The Lord is saying, heaven is where I sit on my throne, earth is my footstool. It means heaven and earth, you can't have one without the other. Both are God's. But this world and all of the deceivers in the world will try to make you believe that no, that can't be right, or you're only thinking of the world, or you're only thinking of this, you're not truly following God, so on and so forth. In order to follow heaven, you have to understand the world. You cannot understand even the smallest detail of heaven if you first do not understand it in the world. They are like a shadow and a sun. They are one and the same thing, a footstool and a throne. God has sovereignty over both of them. So if somebody, goes along the lines and you can tell that they're in the path of conspiracy theorists and all these other kind of things, they are deceivers. Believe them not. They do not know God, or they would understand that every kind of conspiracy that they are thinking of, they are saying that human beings or somebody else has authority over the sovereignty of God, because that's what's going to happen. No, my friends, God is sovereign over all things. So no matter what happens in the world, God is sovereign over it. If there was going to be a collapse or some huge thing that was going to come down right now and put the children of God in danger, well, that would make God be a pretty poor parent, wouldn't it? If he couldn't even protect his own children from the things of the world. This is why Jesus did not pray to have the children removed from the world, but he prayed while they're in the world, because he knows what all of us are going to go through whenever we don the flesh. That's the same as donning the footstool like the Lord did. It's the same exact concept. Heaven and earth are one. You cannot have the other without the other. Everything in heaven is higher than the earth. So if you can't understand the things of the earth, how are you ever going to understand the things of heaven? This is exactly how God teaches as well. This is exactly why John the Baptist taught as he did. Until you learn the things of the world, there will be nothing of heaven that you will understand. And you will constantly be getting everything wrong. And you will constantly only feel the fear. You'll never feel the love of God. because you're just trying to shut out one of the places as though it doesn't exist. God didn't say, live on the earth and do nothing in the earth. You even look at that earth and I'm going to slay you. God never said that. He prayed for us while we're in the world and told us he would clothe us. God said, use the world as someone who is holy would use the world. Do not take advantage of people in the world. Do unto others as others do unto you. He did not say to live any particular way other than be holy, because he is holy. If Jesus knew the future when he walked the earth, likewise so do children of God now know the future when they walk the earth. Did Noah know the future whenever he was in the earth? Of course, because they're all people of God that God had spoken to or was. Likewise, anyone who is a child of God in this generation who knows the love of God, they'll tell you all about the world. Because for them, they've already learned the world. They're learning the things of heaven. Anyone who does not know the world at all, anyone who will look at the world as though it is a separate place than heaven, those ones will all be deceivers. They do not know the love of God. They do not know what it means to be clothed by it. Many people say, follow only this, follow only that. You just have to follow Jesus. There is no world. There is no this. All these governments are wrong, blah, 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 blah. God put every single one of them in power for the sake of those who he loves. So if he loves you and he's going to clothe you, will he do wicked in your sight toward you? Of course not. God is sovereign. Until the very moment the children of God are taken from this earth, there will be comfort in this earth for the children of God. I didn't say nothing about the church, didn't say nothing about the world. They've never had any comfort and never will. They don't even know where they belong to. But the children of God, they will come eating and drinking just as Jesus did, just as his apostles did, because they know the love of God, and they know that anything that the world tries to do, unless God ordains it, it will not happen. Everybody thinks there's going to be a big economic collapse, and this is the beginning of the end, and it's all started, and it's all going downhill from here, blah, 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 blah. Whenever these things do not happen, come back and listen to me. Anyone who will quit listening to me after this. When you see these things come to pass, and the world remains together, not great, but the world remains together, those who have Christians in their country, those who follow the Lord at all, they begin to rebound. When you see this happen in the world, then you know God is soon to come. Because whenever the Christians, who are just like little children, they don't even know God. They don't even know him at all, just like the Jews did not know Jesus. The Christians don't know their God. But by their faith, even they believe that God will protect them in the world just because they believe. They come like little children. Truly, those ones will enter into the kingdom of heaven before the people who will come to you and say that they know what God is doing without first knowing the world. God bless.